Yo resonators, let's talk about echoes. Echoes are the bane of Wuthering Waves and the kryptonite of people with bad RNG. But what if I told you there are ways to make your echo farming and upgrading so much easier? To the point where getting god rolls on your echoes is going to feel like an easy task. Yes, even with bad RNG. Because consistency beats bad luck. I hope. Today, I'll explain all the methods to farm echoes, and the most efficient way to roll your echoes, and also how to get those premium biscuit tubes. My name is Helios, and today I will guide you through the chaos and help you get those godlike echoes and avoid all the mistakes that can be done. So join me and let's weather some waves. Alright, before we get started, let me clarify that this is a very in-depth guide with a lot of details for optimization purposes. So feel free to use timestamps to move around your desired part. Now back to the video. Let's first talk about the most efficient ways to farm echoes, since that is where you mainly start. To keep it simple, we'll go through the stuff that will make your echo farming life way easier. Starting off with number 1 is the new echo management system, and I cannot emphasize enough about how much time this quality of life has saved me. Here's how it works. It automatically locks your desired echoes and puts your trash echoes in discard status so that you can just blend them later in the merge system. If you don't want to bother going through each of the settings, trust me, the suggestion thing they made covers everything, unless you're into weird stuff. I mean builds, of course. Number 2 is the sweet and sour pork meal, which increases your drop rate of echoes in open world by 50%, which is huge if you're looking for a specific echo. You can grab the recipe by reaching level 4 with the wind chimer in Mount Firmament. Number 3 is the data bank guaranteed 15-word boss or weekly boss drops, which resets every week. I recommend using this on weekly bosses, since they're a little bit harder to kill than weekly bosses, and they take much more time to kill. When it comes to the actual farm, 4 coast echoes, aka word bosses and weekly bosses, are much easier to farm than the rest. Their spawn rate is almost instant, so you can just chill at their spawning area and farm hundreds of them. I highly recommend playing with a team comp with an element that the boss is not resistant to, so you can clap his HP bar way faster. 3 coast echoes are the real shit show of the whole process, since as of now, obtaining a specific stat for a specific set is really hard, since you would almost always want an element bonus damage on the right set, and this is where RNG takes place and makes the process hard. But hey, I promised you to make it easier, so let's start by breaking it down step by step. While farming in the open world, 3 Coast has a pity system, where you get guaranteed echoes at the 4th kill. So you can kill undesired echoes for 2 pity, just to be safe, and then go for the 3rd and the 4th kill on the desired echo. Now this process may not be necessary with the sweet and sour pork buff, but for the sake of efficiency, using both is a good idea. Now, what if you get the desired echo set, but not the desired stat? What? Here comes one of my third quality of light items in Wuthering Waves, the almighty modifier. The modifier, as the name indicates, modify your echo main stat. Sadly, this does not work on substats, but maybe in the future, we will get something like that. So let's say you're farming an echo for a fusion unit, and you got a 3 coast with a desired set but a trash main stat. You simply clap it with the modifier and get that element damage bonus stat that you want. But hey, it does not end there. What if you don't feel like farming open world echoes? You don't want to take a hike around the map and just chase echoes? Well, that's where tacit fields come in. Tacit fields are one of the most reliable ways to farm 3 coast and 1 coast echoes of your desired stat. Not only that, but you get a decent chunk of tubes and tuners. 1 coast echoes are relatively easy to farm. All the rules applied to the 3 coast echoes also apply here, but it's a much simpler process. You would only want either attack or HP as main stat of these echoes, and there is plenty of them in the open world, so you can keep bonking them until you get what you desire, or just simply tacit field them as well. One small note about tacit field is that each field has 2 sets of echoes, so try to be smart about it and try to go for an option that benefits you and not only focus on one set. Because there are multiple fields with the same sets, so more options for you. I guess Games does care about your mental stability. Now that we've covered everything about echo farming, get ready for the pain and tears of rolling your echoes to get those god rolls. When it comes to rolling echoes, there are many ways on how to do it. And oh boy, there are even myths related to the subject, like some people claim if you re-roll your echoes at a certain times, you get crit rolls. But don't get baited by that. There is no evidence behind it, and in the end, it's all RNG. You can roll your substats one by one, or you can do it in bulk, like farm tons of echoes and then start working on them. I personally use the bulk method, just for efficiency, and to save time, but you're free to use either. When rolling your substats, you would want to filter the echoes by cost, then by the set you want, and then by the main stat. After that, you upgrade your echo to level 10, and only to level 10, and then upgrade and tune your echo. If you don't get at least one good high roll stat, don't even bother upgrading it all the way to 25 and jump to the next one. The reason behind this is that you would want to save your resources, aka tubes and tuners, to roll as much echoes as possible. Since you can farm hundreds of echoes, but echo food is limited and the amount required increases with each level, so it is way more efficient to be done in this specific pattern. If you get 2 good stats, keep rolling, but if RNG decides to mess with you and give you 3 bad stats, then sadly you would want to get rid of that echo. Here is the right efficient way to get rid of your leveled echoes quickly. Please avoid at any cost feeding your echo to other echoes. Simply just put the echo in the discard mode, go up to your backpack, and delete that echo. This gives you back the tubes and tuners that you've used, well, not all of them, like 70% of them, but this is more efficient because you can use the tubes however you want rather than get another echo to level 22 or 23 and play the RNG games, which is a no-no for most of us. Utilizing what you've just learned, plus the efficient ways to farm echoes, means that you will save tons of time and resources to be able to keep clapping those echoes till you get your desired stat. Now, before we go any further, if you like the video so far, consider leaving a like since it helps a lot with the algorithm, and maybe leave a sub if you want, for more guides and future content like this. Likes and subs are highly appreciated, so thank you in advance. Now let's go back to echoes. One important note that is mostly neglected by content creators, but it's really important, is that sometimes getting crit rate and crit damage on an echo may not be enough to actually make this echo any good. Since echo substat has tiers, and in some cases like crit damage, one roll might be 12% and the other roll is 21%, which is a huge difference. So keep that in mind while rolling echoes, because getting high rolls is extremely important, especially for some tight stats like crit rate. The sheet on the screen right now shows the tiers of most substats. You don't really need to max tiers, but anywhere between 4 and max is usually what you would want to go for. Now let's get to the last topic of today, which is really important. How do you actually get premium tuners and tubes? Well, there are many sources in the game to acquire those, so let's go through them quickly, one by one. Number 1 is the exploration. By exploring both Wuwa and Renesita, you can get tons of seal tubes from opening treasures and doing various activities. Number 2 is the event. Now, because events change often, I can't specify any events that give seal tubes, but always check the event tab for new events and older permanent ones. Number 3 is the special currency gift shops, like in Wuwa, Mount Firmament, and Renesita. These may be one-time acquisition, but is still worth mentioning. Number 4 is Wuthering Waves, Tower of Adversity, Tactical Holograms, and Fantasies of Thousand Gates, which is a weekly reset event now. Number 5 is the Point Shop and the item exchange in the store. You can get more points from holograms when a new one drops, and the Tower of Adversity token every time it recedes. You can also exchange oscillated coral after every new patch, because that's when it recedes. But I do not recommend using Afterglow Coral, although the option is always there. Number 6. The Synthesizer. You can exchange open world rocks and resources to make tubes, which is a tedious task, but still an option. Number 7, like we mentioned before, the Tacit Fields. This is the most reliable and the best way to get sealed tubes and tuners, since you can do it every day, depending on how much wave plates you have. As of right now, there is a double resource event of Tacit Fields, and these events occur a lot, so make sure to utilize them as they are very important. Number 8 is the Paddle Bass, which gives a lot of sealed tubes and tuners. Before we wrap things up, here is a very important tip for new players. When you start working on your echoes, make sure you're upgrading 5-star echoes and nothing less. To be able to get those 5-star echoes ASAP, make sure you level up your data bank to level 21 as soon as possible for guaranteed 5-star echoes. Making use of the info that you just learned should help you get those gut rolls in no time, and get your desired stats for your mains and waifus. With that, we come to the conclusion of the video. If you have any more info that is helpful, please leave it in the comment section below. It was my pleasure guiding you through the chaotic world of echoes, and I hope this video helped you a lot. Don't forget to like and sub, and I'll see you in the next one. Heal.